So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. We have a special guest today. We have Chris from Wolfe Ridge. When did we meet, Chris?
Well, I think we met at the Paul Bunyan show back in 2018.
So about 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah 5 years ago. And how long you been in business?
We started in 2015.
This is a really good story. You guys got to listen to this. So tell them how this all transpired.
Sure. I actually had built a wood splitter for myself. I wanted something that I could tow down the road and bring it over to my buddy's house, and we could all go split wood together. And I had used some of the box store machines, and man, they're just so slow. You'd work 3 hours to get a face cord of wood done. And
you were a welder by trade at this time, right?
I was a welder. I basically started welding right out of high school. So, my grandpa had built a splitter back in the 80s that worked great. It was a little low to the ground, but we split all kinds of wood through it. And I think that 1980s homemade machine was faster than the new box store machines that you can buy at Fleet Farm or one of those places like that. So I was like, well, borrowed one from my buddy, and I was like, all right, I'm not going to use that anymore. Thank you very much for letting me use it. And I have too much other stuff to do. I want to get out and go camping and fishing. I'm going to build something that is really going to put out the wood pretty fast. And so I did. I went and researched quite a bit and used all the scrap metal I had and kind of bought pieces here and there. And it took me a few months to throw one together, but I ended up building, a bigger high output machine where it had a log lift and, a 4-way and an 8-way wedge. And things changed in the economy, and I ended up losing my job. They basically wanted to cut payroll and stuff. And so I was like, well, I got to pay the mortgage, and I have like 30, 40 cord of wood stacked up already, so I don't really need the wood splitter for at least a couple years. And so sold the splitter, and I had so many people call me about it that I was like, well, I guess I could build another one. And somebody, guy by the name of Jack, he was a home run hitter for the Mariners. He was a designated hitter for the Mariners, and I think he played for the Twins. He came out and looked at his splitter that I had built for him, and he's like, oh man, this is so good. You get a great job. You should keep doing this. Here's a couple $100 extra as a tip. Go out and get some more parts and build another machine. You're going to do good at this. I'm like, no way. I got to find a job. My wife's going to kill me. And so I was like, well, thinking on the way home, maybe I'll stop and I'll grab an engine from Northern Tool and a couple little parts that I had to order from them last time, and went home, found another beam, found some more tubing and stuff, and started building another one. And sure enough, like 3 days later, somebody else calls off the same ad, the original ad, and I kind of just updated some pictures on it. And let's do this and put fenders on it and this and that. And like pretty soon, once a week I'm getting a call and somebody's ordering a wood splitter, and it wasn't but maybe 2 months I had to hire help. And it was just one of those things that kind of right time, right place, making good from a bad thing that happened.
The best thing that happened was you losing your job.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, really.
I think that happens a lot. There's things that happen in life that you wonder what am I going to do now, and just keep your eyes open and keep moving forward.
Yep. Put your nose to the grindstone, and there was a lot of days where I'd go out in the garage at 7 and I'd come in the house at 9 o'clock, take a shower. You really have to push hard. I know a lot of people think that, oh, you own a business, oh, you must be rich. No, it's a lot of work. It comes right down to it. You have to put in the work.
So that was just 8 years ago, and now how many employees do you have now?
We have about 25 people total. I think we have 22 or 23 on the floor doing production, and adding on the building now again. We've got a great crew of guys that all show up for work and work hard. So it's been a really good really good roller coaster ride, and now it's starting to really take shape. So
yeah, that's amazing in 8 years' time. It really is. Yeah, from 25 employees now. And you're in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. I used to call it Eau Claire, but you corrected me. It's Eau Claire.
Yep. That's a Native American term for clear water is what it's.
Okay.
Yep. That's the name of it. So.
Do you know how many splitters you've sold to date?
The machines like this, the 28C is probably our most popular. We've built, for tow behind machines, we've built about 2,700 now.
2,700.
Yep. And the skid steer splitter is probably 800, and conveyors right around 300. So.
And you just started making a bagging machine, basically.
Yeah.
We'll take a look at that when we go back up. But
sure.
Yeah, Chris and I were just talking about it's nice when you have a bunch of wood in the yard. It's kind of like a savings account.
It sure is.
You know what I mean? Whether it be for your own use or if you're selling it. But I'm way behind this year. I mentioned the other day. But I have more wood than I ever had before. You know what I mean? I got logs piled up everywhere, but we have all the baskets filled up. We have about the same amount cut and split as we did last year. We just have a bunch more wood to do. And this splitter, it's fast. It really is.
Right.
Especially, I was telling people, I don't know what you think, but when you have two people with this machine, it's probably 3 or 4 times faster than if you have one.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the machine's so much faster than what you are by yourself. You can
Right.
split a lot of wood by yourself, but to get the most out of it, you add that one other person, and man, you can crank out some wood in a hurry with it though.
Right.
Which is, you said this is the most popular one?
That's right. Yep.
And then you put, what's the biggest splitter you make, the 35?
Yeah, the 35, yep.
And liquid cooled diesel on those, or
Yeah,
Sawmill?
we do have a diesel option. We use a Kubota engine. It's a D902 3-cylinder.
What do you recommend, like that massive splitter for big, like tree service guys with big gnarly?
Right. Yeah, that's kind of the key. Is if you're getting poles, processor is probably the way to go. But if you're getting tree service wood, or you own a tree service business, a big fast wood splitter is probably the way to go, because the size of the rounds is really going to dictate what you can get out of a processor. And a lot of times, those tree service jobs, they're cutting short lengths. As they're coming down the tree, they end up cutting the trunk, in smaller sections. And you really don't want to run yard trees through a processor with possibility of nails and lag bolts and who knows what in it. So, so that really is where our market is the
and then your smallest splitter now is the resplit machine.
That's right. Yeah. You could probably call it more of an economy model.
That's what I'll be honest. I didn't know why it's called a resplit. It's kind of a high. It's a prosumer. Would you call it?
I would say. Yep.
You know what I mean? It's,
yeah. It's kind of a basic setup where it doesn't have the hydraulic wedge. You can order it with either the log lift or the auto cycle valve. So in a type of resplit system, if you needed something to split bigger rounds down off the processor, it would work great for that. If you're high-end homeowner or you burn a lot of wood, having that log lift on there, it would work great for that too. So
we probably should have mentioned you didn't drive all this way just to BS. You were actually at a show.
That's right. We were at the Northeastern Loggers Association show up in Bangor, Maine. And that was a great weekend. We had really good weather. The wind was a little bit much, but we had a great weekend when we enjoyed some lobster up there in Maine, and now we're headed back. We're going to stop at a couple dealers on the way home, and figured we'd stop in here and say hi. So.
And then you'll be at Bunyan this year again?
Yep, we'll be at Paul Bunyan Show, and we'll be at the Boonville Show. A couple little shows, the Great Lakes Show in Escanaba, Michigan this fall. But yeah, probably only 5 shows this year, and we've got that information on our website too. So
we're going to go to Bunyan for sure. We may go to Boonville. We haven't figured out if we can fit it in yet, but that's a good show too.
Yeah. Yep.
You want to head up the house? We'll take a look at the bagging machine you guys just brought out.
Yeah, sounds great.
All right, so we're up here at the house now. Take a look at this, a bagging station. When did you come out with this, Chris?
This actually we came out with probably about a month ago, and it's been really popular. I think we really did a good job offering something that, you know, the guys with the roadside stands can really utilize and make a little extra money off of that wood you got split in the backyard.
We'll have a video coming up on using it, but you want to just kind of show them how it works here?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So idea here is you're gonna load your wood in here. If you have it tilted a little bit, you're able to throw a few pieces in at a time. Fill this bucket up, and this is our 1 cubic foot bucket. Fill that bucket up, and then you're gonna slide your bag over the top of it, and then tip this over and just kind of hang on to the bag as it falls. And then we have this table here for setting that bag on when you go to tie it, so you're not bending over, kneeling on the ground to tie that bag. And
that's one of the bags there.
Yep, this is one of the bags that comes with it.
How much are bags?
These bags with shipping, you're probably looking at about 75 cents a piece. And you know, we get this question a lot: what's better, bags or the wrappers? What I feel is like the bags just have a better visual appeal to them, and they can grab 2 of them at a time without a problem. And then you can also use the bags for like chunk smoker wood. Say you got a bunch of end cuts from a log. As you're cutting up the logs, you always get that little 3-inch chunk at the end. You can take and split that and then bag those at the same bucket and sell smoker chunks and stuff like that to the barbecue guys.
Right.
So it kind of gives you an all-in-one setup, and you know, great visual appeal, and people really seem to like them.
Yeah, we'll test this out probably later this week. I'd like to get Hunter to do this. We're going to see how that goes.
I think it would be something that he would really like.
Yeah. The thing with him is, I used to take him out in the woods like in a side-by-side and gather up rounds.
Mm-hmm.
He would get upset if you didn't get every round in the woods in the side-by-side. They'd be falling off the side. So you have to get every single one.
Yep.
If you're splitting wood and you got a stack of rounds there, we always had to, I would have to plan everything. Like, this is how much we're going to split. Because seriously, if you had a stack from here down to the wood yard, he's just like that. He's like, we have to finish it. You have to finish it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I think this is something that, you know, we could get enough for 15, 20 bundles. He could come out and help with this. And maybe plan for an hour before lunch. Yeah. You know, so, okay, let's go get some lunch. Yep. But he's a worker. He is. And he, wow. Yeah. But yeah, I think you're onto something here. And what's most appealing, besides how it works, it's pretty reasonable too. Yeah, absolutely. I think that, you know, having this 100 bags included, the price is $5.95, and it doesn't include shipping. There's, you know, going to be some shipping costs there, but we send it out in FedEx, and we can ship it all over the country. But with this first 100 bags included, you're pretty well paying it off as soon as you sell these first 100 bags. So I think it's really pretty reasonable. You should load up. I'm not telling you what to do, but load up on these for like the Bunyan show or something. Yeah. Promote them a little bit beforehand, and people could just pick them up right there too. Right. Because it weighs what, about 70? I'm guessing 75 pounds. Yep. I think it's about 69 pounds total. Without the bags, add the bags in, it's another 6 pounds or something like that. But it's light enough where you can carry it around. Yeah. Or some guys, if you got a skid loader or a tractor moving stuff around, mount it on a pallet, and you can skid it to where you want it, you know. Is that powder coated as well? This is powder coated, yep. This is our gunmetal gray color, and holds up really well. So this is done on a, we do batches of 50 of these. So. Very nice. Yeah. Let's go check out what you got on your trailer. All right, sounds great. Okay. All right, so Chris parked in the neighbor's field here. You got what, a 32-foot trailer? Yeah, yep. And these splitters here, are these the 28Cs? This is 28C here, and this is one of the new 22RS machines. Oh, yeah. Has this manual adjust wedge on it.
This one has the auto cycle valve, so it doesn't have the log lift. These two machines are going to go to Hartville Hardware, and they'll be on hand in stock for people that would like to come and check them out.
I was just telling Melissa, we have to get over there someday. I think it's the biggest hardware store in the United States, isn't it?
It's amazing. It's huge. They have a 2-story house inside of there for all their decorating stuff.
Yeah.
The paint, colors, the countertops, the cabinets. They have it all on display. An actual house inside of their store. It's crazy.
And then they have, power equipment. Obviously, they have all types of, all brands, I should say, right? It's not just one brand.
They concentrate on the quality stuff. They don't have their own store brand where it's, labeled from some other company. They have Milwaukee, they have DeWalt, they have, the big name stuff, the Festool, you name it. I mean,
they have woodworking equipment and stuff.
Yeah, they do. Yep, they have a lot of, and they actually do a lot with like seminars and like owners of the companies will be coming in or the reps and doing like training on certain projects, how to build cabinets or and stuff like that. It's just amazing.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Yeah, next rain day we're going over. Never been there. It's only a couple hours. I need to get over there.
But yeah, it's like one of the biggest hardware stores in the United States, if not the biggest. It's like 300,000 square feet.
Yeah. So. Well, I'll put a link to your website, and you have a YouTube channel as well in the description. But it's always nice seeing you, Chris. I'm glad you stopped by, and glad we ran into each other about 5 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, it's been a big help for both of us, I think.
Yep, it has. Well, have a safe trip back, brother.
All right. Thanks so much, Mike.